All right, everybody, it's time for the FBI to go. They need to be disbanded, they need to be closed down. The states need to get the right to call the National Guard if they need them instead of the FBI. The offices need to be shut down and raffled off. I don't know. Use the money that you get from closing down the FBI to pay off the national debt. How about that? FBI's Trump probe Arctic Frost also investigated Charlie Kirk's TPSA. So basically, they tried to kill Charlie Kirk. I'm going to straight up say that. So this is going to be talking about Tuesday. So yesterday, as of the recording of this video, they had a Senate inquiry, Judiciary Committee meeting where they were talking with Kash Patel, and they were talking about the Arctic Frost program. So speaking during hearing focused on oversight of the FBI, Grassley said the investigation, which the Bureau called Arctic Frost, was partisan in nature and that expansive scope was evidence of that. In other words, Arctic Frost was just a case to politically investigate Trump. It was a vehicle by which partisan FBI agents and Department of Justice prosecutors could achieve their partisan ends and improperly investigate the entire Republican political apparatus. Yeah, and that's true. It's completely true. They just wanted a way to get back at Trump, and that was it. They didn't care how. They just had to get him. And they tried to put him in prison, and when that didn't work, they were manipulating people like they manipulated them over COVID by manipulating what could be said online. Just like when we found out that they were manipulating what was being said on Twitter, I bet it was every site. I bet it was Instagram and Facebook and I bet it was all of them. And they are able to manipulate these people into doing what they want. It's really not that hard. It really, truly isn't. I pointed to somebody else and I said, you need to stop watching YouTube shorts because what's going to happen is you're going to keep watching these shorts over and over again. And you're going to get to a long form video and all of a sudden you're like bored. You can't stand how long it's taking for them to get to what you want to hear. And it didn't take very long. Within a few weeks of her doing it, she was at that point. It is really easy to manipulate what people do and how they think. And they were manipulating what people were able to hear about COVID. I bet they're manipulating what people hear about Charlie Kirk. If you're on the right, you're not going to get the message because it's not going to be on Fox News. It's not going to be in the right-wing, groups that happen to show up online in forums, on Facebook groups, in echo chambers. You're not going to hear it, but it's going to pop up on left-wing groups. And they're going to say things that he said that he never actually said. They're going to say things like what Stephen King thought, that he told people to stone gays. He said that he promoted that. He never did. Stephen King actually had to apologize for that. But people are still saying it, despite the fact that he apologized. That is the manipulating I'm talking about. These people know what they're doing. They are manipulating people to rile them up. They get riled up, they do what they want, and they say, see, it's because of his rhetoric. It's not because of his rhetoric. It's because of what you told him his rhetoric was, which wasn't actually what he said. These people are shooting people for saying things despite them never saying it. I bet the FBI is going after people like this. And this isn't a conspiracy theory. They've done it before. They've actually done this before. They go after these people. They manipulate them. They shoot somebody. They stab somebody. Whatever. The FBI's hands are clean. Except when Elon Musk bought Twitter. And we got all those reports, the Twitter files, where they were showing the FBI manipulating these people in their belief of what does and doesn't happen with the COVID shot. And it got people to take the shot, didn't it? It got a whole lot of people to take the shot. It got businesses to force their employees to take the shot. It works. They've done it before. And so if they were able to do it with COVID and they found that it works, of course they're going to do it to Charlie Kirk. They are going to manipulate people into doing what they want. And there's nothing we can do about it because they're too big and too bureaucratic, and they have an office in Washington, D.C. There is no reason why the FBI should have an office that close to politicians. The politicians will talk to these people. They will manipulate these people. These politicians probably know where half of those FBI agents live if they live in the D.C. area. They probably go to their homes sometimes and have dinner with their families. This isn't right. I think that it's not even worth moving them out and having them in satellite offices. I think we just need to shut them down. Shut those offices down. Use the money to pay off the national debt. Fire everyone who has been part of these weird ops. And maybe those extra people need to be put into ICE. I mean, ICE is constantly asking for more employees right now. Put them in ICE. If you really want to keep your federal job, here's a position on ICE. There you go. There's your job. But they won't do it. They are too dedicated to keeping this organization whose sole purpose was to get rid of the mob. That is the only reason the FBI exists. They were supposed to be disbanded after that was done, and they never were. They have been around for too long. They are too bureaucratic, and they're too big, and they don't talk to each other, and this is what happens. If we were to just get rid of the FBI, give the states the right and a penalty if they misuse it, to contact the National Guard themselves, to call in all your local sheriffs, all your local police, all the surrounding police officers that are not on duty or are overstaffed. Get some of those police officers. Get in the National Guard. You have more than enough people who don't have to fly in from across the country to get your investigation started. There is no reason you should have to wait. None at all. When they say we have a problem and they pick up the phone and they call their neighboring city and they say, We have a kidnapping, we have a killing, we have something, we have a missing child. And you say, we need help. That is what needs to happen. Get rid of the FBI. They're too big, they're too much of a mess, and we can fix this stuff ourselves. We can have officers that know what it's like to be in our cities, in our towns. If they don't live in that city, they're probably close enough they know people in that city themselves. I know people in all the surrounding cities where I'm at. I mean, unless you're in like New York City or LA, not everything is in your own city. You probably have to go to a theater in the next town over or something like that if it's really small. If you want to drive in, you're probably going on a 20-minute trek. Yeah, if you're going to a restaurant, unless you're in a huge city, you're probably going pretty far out, unless you're going to eat at the same place all the time. We don't need the FBI. They have to go. And these cities and states need to work together to replace the need for them and let everyone go. If they want a position in ICE, they're hiring. Tell them, we're hiring in this position. You can apply for it. You'll go to the front of the stack because we're getting rid of your division. And that's it. That's it. That would solve all this stuff. We have to get these offices for not just the FBI, but others as well outside of DC. Move offices all around the country and close down everything that is not directly related to DC itself. Out of there. It's time for them to go. That said, I'm going to be having a gaming stream tonight starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. I hope to see you then. We're going to be playing some Expedition 33, and I might just gab about something else that pisses me off. So we'll see. I hope to see you then. Have a good one.